1, 2, 3. Who's there?
King of the Nerds.
No. No, not that. No, anything but that. No, no, no. Welcome once again to King of the Nerds. This is episode 3 recap. The first line of the show, this episode, which is video game themed very loosely, is, alright, I'm hungry. Said by Lana. Oh, Lana. I don't blame you for being hungry, because it's supper time. But, why was that the first thing they edited in? I feel a little sorry for you, actually. So, the blue team isn't feeling very happy about themselves, and Virgil states that he would be shocked if blue team wins the next challenge. Oh, I wonder what that's gonna mean. Because it sure makes it seem like they're gonna win the next challenge, doesn't it? The next day, and Genevieve is singing good morning to everyone and singing songs, and I guess maybe she's trying to be a voice actress or something, because there's always an ulterior motive when it comes to that woman. And Danielle does not like it at all. She really doesn't like Genevieve at all. The next competition thing is gonna have to do something with Nerf guns and those styrofoam quadcopter things, and Brandon's going, he's like, oh, I know how to shoot real guns, but then Ivan says he does these Nerf gun wars with his friends, but then he decides to sit out because since he's the leader of the team, like a king doesn't need to grow his own crops and all that stuff. He seemed very dickish about it all. Very dickish about it all. On the blue team, Blix Trophy, whatever the fuck it's called, since Celeste is a pro gamer, she decides that she would fly the quadcopter because there's going to be 2 people flying and then 2 people shooting. So she's going to be one of the flyers, and then she teaches Virgil how to do it. And how does her knowing how to play video games come into all this? Well, because she knows how to do this. She did this movement. But the thing is that they're not flying with like an actual thingy. They're flying with an iPad. On the other team, it's going to be the drivers, the pilots, whatever you want to call them. It's going to be Mugega and herself, and she feels the need to point out, oh, there's a stereotype about women not being able to drive, and look, we're the drivers. And she felt the need to point that out and just going, yeah, Mugega and I are flying this shit, because, that would be just like, no, she had to point it out. For some reason, she had to bring sex into it. They all go to the room where there's going to be the competition. There's these like rectangles that they have to fly it through, and some are worth more points than others, and one of them has fire actually in the bottom of it, and a cage in the middle that the shooter will sit in, and once the helicopter comes past it, it will be shooting from the cage through a hole. Okay, so they all come in, and Ivan is dressed up in what I can only assume is his persona. He's a chicken panda. He's wearing some of Danielle's clothes. He's got her raver leggings on because she felt the need to bring those for some reason. She wore those in that video of her dancing that she did. She recently took down. It's very disturbing to look at because he's got a thing on his face, and it comes out very cocky. Cocky. It's got chicken things on it. As usual, he makes me sick to my stomach. So Danielle, she's flying first. Says her background is being knowledgeable of WoW and playing WoW. Makes it so there's no problem to win because that has something to do with pressing buttons on an iPad to move quadcopter around. World of Warcraft! She does well first, the chance of crashing multiple times until it's not able to fly anymore. And Alana, to the camera, says it's because Danielle's more of a PC gamer instead of console gamer, so she's not used to... Except, it's not this. It's this. Danielle was pissed. She was bitching about how it's not working, and Oh, she was very angry. So Celeste did well, but she was shot down twice by Droopy Eyed Joshua. When you get shot down, that's minus 500 points, and since it was twice, that was minus 1,000 points, and that was a pretty big hit. And so then it's on to the next flyers, pilots, drivers, whatever you want to call them. So Mugega goes, and she decides to wait and concentrate on the big points ones, because some are harder than others, some are worth more points than others. Once again, Ivan's acting a fool. I wonder what his DeviantArt profile is. Virgil's copter, he was having trouble when he was practicing before, and then when he's flying this time, he's not doing very well. It won't get up, and then Droopy Eyed Josh had to make a penis joke to the camera, because that's very funny and original. It hasn't been done the heck before, so he couldn't get it up. Ha ha ha, penis. And then he remembers Celeste telling him to calm the fuck down and just imagine it being a sphere. So, and he ends up doing fucking fantastically. It's like, wow, it's like, good job. And Brandon is the shooter. And so he was shooting it. He was actually using two guns at once. And he hit him multiple times. But the problem is he chose the gun with the small little, they're Nerf guns. So he's with the small little darts. And there were other ones with bigger projectiles. Bigger. Yeah. So these little ones, they just weren't doing the job. So they win, and then, the rest of the team, because he's the only guy on the team anymore, is hugging him and, laughing and squealing. And then Lana says to the camera, who knew Virgil could get 3 girls to squeal? And I'm sorry, Virgil, but that was fucking funny. That was a good one, Lana. That was a funny joke. So Ivan says, after they lose, that the chicken panda outfit felt wrong because they lost. And you know what, Ivan? It always felt wrong. It always felt wrong. Now it's time to decide who goes to the nerd off. And Droopy Eyed Joshua, he tells Danielle that he would vote for her. He actually, says, hey, I'm voting for you. And she gets really upset. And she's like crying. And to the camera, she said, whatever, whatever. So Josh, to the camera, ends up saying, if I have to talk to a female who's emotionally upset, I'm over it, or something of that sort. Or I was kind of like, could not concentrate after hearing the, if I have to talk to a female who's emotionally upset. So Josh, to get out of that situation, because he can't fucking handle it, I guess, Josh lies to Danielle and says, okay, I'm gonna vote for myself. So they're announcing who's going to word off. Like Blextrafy votes for Brandon to go because he's a strong player, and Orange votes for Danielle, and the votes were 3-2. And that's when Danielle knows, oh, Josh lied to me, and she looks shocked. She does all the face. She gets real fucking bitchy. She is really mad about Josh lying because she thought they were like really good friends, and oh, by the way, she's wearing her Converse boots because she doesn't have any fucking other shoes apparently. And she said she was made to look foolish. Bitch, please, you don't need any help. And she keeps talking all throughout this episode. She keeps talking about karma coming back to get people, and in this case Josh, and because it's real. And she said she's a big believer in karma. It's like, I can be a rational thinker and think karma is a real thing, and there's a karma monster up there that's gonna give out punishment. If you act like a shithead, you're gonna get other people to act like a shithead towards you. Karma has nothing to fucking do with it. To practice for the nerd off, because you never really told what their nerd off's gonna be. There are hints, and they were given an RC truck and a ball, so they're just kind of driving it around and guiding the ball around. But then Danielle takes a break for practicing and goes into the Radio Shack room. And she starts yelling at Mugega and Josh. And it's like, Alana's on the computer in the corner with her headphones on, not totally paying attention. She's got fucking Danielle behind her, just screeching at, like, Droopy Eyed Josh and Mugega. And, oh gosh, poor Mugega. She is so out of place in this house. She's actually smart. She's a rational person. She's fucking normal and doesn't feel the need to always try to be funny or weird or anything like most of the other people. So they go do the competition, and guess who is back? Big Tits. Apparently her name is Mindy. She was one of the chess movers in the first episode. Now she's dressed up like a referee, and she's there purely to wave flags around. They're at the competition. They have to control golf carts, not remote control cars. Golf carts, which, you know, have totally different turning radius and act totally different from remote control cars. They're like under remote control. To put these big balls into soccer goals. And there's also these barriers in the way. So they're going. Danielle scores first, and then Danielle scores second, and you only needed 2 to win. Oh, Brandon! Brandon! No! So Droopy Eyed Joshua, to the camera, wonders if Danielle is a forgive and forget type of person. And he says, nope, she is a woman. You know what, Droopy Eyed Joshua? I don't think I'm ever going to forget to call you Droopy Eyed Joshua. Ever. Again. The Orange team isn't very happy. They wanted Danielle to go because, one, it would be easier since Josh lied to her, and it would keep the team more cohesive, and plus, you know, they don't view her as a very strong player. Brandon's off. He's leaving. He's going to go do his neuroscience thing, whatever he does. In his animation, he gets, like, blasted somehow. I don't know. So the next episode will be something to do with superheroes. And guess who's going to be there? Fucking Kevin Smith. I fucking hate Kevin Smith. So that will be pleasant. I actually like this episode. There was a lot of the juicy drama. You know, and it's really nice seeing Danielle get so pissed. So you know, it was probably the most enjoyable episode to watch so far. Let's see who I said would be going. Thank you. I said Josh would be going. I was wrong. Again. Why do I keep trying? So who do I think will be going next time? Let's see. Superheroes. Would it be funny if Genevieve left? Let's just put Genevieve. Why? Fuck, I don't know. Maybe it'll even be Danielle. Since they wanted her gone so much. But I don't know. We'll put, I'm gonna put Genevieve or Danielle. There you go. You hold on to that. So see you next week, and y'all come back now, you hear?